Hello students, here's a quick guide for 2 assignments for the outline for your visual essay and for the actual essay. As always, you'll need a couple of documents that you'll find in content in the visual analysis folder. I would pull up Optic and review the strategy. It'll be helpful for writing the essay. I would also look at the elements of rhetorical analysis. And then if you scroll past all of these links, you will find 2 more documents. You will find Analyzing Visuals, the process, and Visual Analysis Essay 2, which is the actual prompt. Okay? And so let's look at Optic real fast, just as a reminder. You should be somewhat familiar with this document after the discussion posts. Okay. Excuse me. You need to, an overview of the image, write an overview of the image, what's it about. That's a good place to start. And then the parts. The parts are key for this assignment because each part will ultimately be a paragraph in your essay. If the piece has a title, you can discuss that. I would perhaps discuss that in the introduction or when you're talking about the background information. Okay, and then how do all the parts work together. The conclusion paragraph is basically the analysis, and you will do this process almost through every part as you analyze the essay, or the image rather. Okay, the elements of rhetorical analysis is a very important document, and you'll use that quite a bit. I would hang on to that. I would print it up and hang on to it. It's such a useful document. You have the main questions for rhetorical analysis embedded in this document. So what's the artist's primary purpose? What does he want the readers to understand about the subject? What does he want to do for us? Okay. So he want to inform, clarify, and here are some purpose verbs. So those are helpful. What is his attitude about the subject? And you can use the tone words here to help you with that. And they're categorized by positive, negative, neutral. And you can also use these tone words for emotions. Like if the artwork is trying to elicit certain emotions, you could pull that from here if you're struggling. Okay, and this is another important question that you need to answer as you're analyzing your image. How do we trust him, or do we trust him? How does he gain our trust or credibility? Or his credibility, rather. The key way to think about that is his intentions. Does he have good intentions? Is he trying to manipulate us emotionally just for a superficial purpose? Or is he trying to cause some change to happen because of society's ills? Okay. So this question is arrangement. This is helpful when you're talking about a text, but it's also helpful when you're talking about an image because that's how you're going to analyze your image. Okay. Probably look at that. Here's the process sheet. This handout is optional. It's not mandatory. And so, but I would use it just to kind of break it up for you, and it will force you to look at the rhetorical elements, and it'll also force you to look at the elements of design, because a lot of times students forget to even talk about the elements of design, like texture or color or shape, light, contrast. And so this, by filling the sheet out ahead of time, it will help you talk about or discuss, analyze those specific elements. Okay, this tells you exactly what to do if you just use it. It says what's the context of the image, and that's so important, the time period. What are some of the social issues going on during this time period? It's important to consider those. Okay, where does the image take place? And that helps give some insight into the social issues. Then the step 2 is to divide the image into parts. Each part will become a paragraph, and so this is very important that you start with a focal point and then describe where your eye moves next and why does your eye move there, what guides it there. Is it a line? Is it some kind of color that moves your eye to the next part? And then the next part would be your next body paragraph. And so this just helps you. This says right here, analyze a focal point. Find at least 2 elements of design for that focal point, color, texture, and then discuss its purpose. And you need to discuss some of the rhetorical strategies, like the artist's tone, his attitude. Do we trust him? Is he appealing to logic or emotions? What's the mood? What is the purpose? Okay, this right here says do in complete sentences, but that's only if it was required. You can jot down little notes. It just will help you later on. Now, here's the actual assignment. Okay, I'm not going to spend a lot of time reading all this to you, but the key to this assignment is to select a work of art that conveys a message about a social issue. You can find political art, photography of different political figures. You can find any kind of other social artwork online. It can even be graffiti. It can be a public service announcement. Just whatever you find that you find interesting. Please find an image that's prominent or by an artist that's well known. Don't just Google, social art in the 50s and pick any random image. Here are some reliable places to start. These links are also in the visual analysis folder, so you can just click on them. Right here, this bullet says you may select one of the artists from the Prezi. Just be careful because some of them have beautiful images as well as pretty disturbing images, especially Stephen Shames. And if you want to select one of those artists, that's fine. Just if you have a sensitive soul, I would maybe be cautious with those images. Okay, the key right here is you're reading the visual. You are looking at it. You're telling us what's there. That's the easy part. The hard part is telling us why it's there. And that's the most important element, is for you to analyze, not summarize. And so you have to make sure you're offering insight into the different parts of the image. Okay, and then connecting it all together. There's the word count. Please read this. Tells you how to start. You hook us. Have a good claim. Just like in the discussion post, where you should have in the title of the piece by the artist, and then one big sentence about his or her purpose in capturing that moment in time. Okay, now here's an outline, which is one of your assignments. This is just one way to organize it. It kind of ties in with the planning guide. Okay, and so just go step by step. One thing though, your outline should be in MLA format. So it should be double-spaced. You should have a heading on it with your name, my name, class name, and date. Okay, and that's it. Good luck. Oh, one other thing. I'm sorry. If you're trying to struggle where to find an image, like I said, there's all these links in the visual analysis folder. So it's a good place to start if you just scroll down. Okay, and oops, keep on going. The reading of photographs and visual analysis for composition or notes, they're kind of handy from an online source. And here's all these different artists from different time periods. Okay, thank you.